Welcome to IE News and to our viewers on IETVTT.com. I am Micah Dume. Thanks for joining us. In the headlines, the government to recruit 800 prison officers over 2 years to strengthen prison service. The government reports 118 fewer murders compared with 2024 figures for first half of 2026. Police probe a possible gang-related killing of Partswell employee in Barataria. In our top story, the government will recruit 800 prison officers over the next 2 years as part of efforts to address the staffing shortages and strengthen the Trinidad and Tobago prison service. Here's more. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander announced that 500 recruits are expected to begin orientation later this month before commencing formal training in September. A further 300 officers are scheduled to be recruited earlier next year. The announcement comes amid concerns over declining prison officer numbers. Prison Officers Association President Gerard Gordon recently warned that the service has lost approximately 400 officers over the past 3 years due to high attrition, leaving the organization struggling to replace experienced personnel. Minister Alexander acknowledged the staffing challenges and said the recruitment drive forms part of government's wider plan to reinforce the prison service by increasing manpower and improving operational capacity. He added that the initiative is one component of broader national security measures, which also included expanded recruitment within the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to strengthen law enforcement across the country. The government is reporting a significant reduction in murders for the first half of 2026, saying the country's homicide figures have declined by 118 compared with the same period in 2024. In a post on the Prime Minister's official Facebook page, a table compares murder statistics from January 1st to July 20th, 2026 with the corresponding period in 2024. According to the figures, 213 murders were recorded during the period in 2026 compared with 331 murders over the same time frame in 2024, representing a reduction of 118 homicides. Government officials say the decline reflects the impact of the UNC administration's crime-fighting measures, as well as the ongoing efforts of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service under the current state of emergency. The government maintains that the figures demonstrate progress in improving public safety and reducing violent crime across the country. Police are investigating the fatal shooting of a Partswell employee in Barataria on Tuesday in what investigators believe may be linked to the ongoing gang feud between rival groups in Chinapoo and Monrepo. The victim has been identified as Shaquille Charles of Monrepo Road, Morva. According to police, Charles was gunned down in the car park of a business along the Eastern Main Road in broad daylight. CCTV footage from the area has captured the attack and is expected to play a key role in the investigation. Investigators are treating the killing as a possible reprisal attack following Saturday's triple murder at the Unipet gas station in Laventille. Police believe Charles may have been targeted because he lived in the Monrepo community, which has been at the center of an increasingly violent conflict with rivals from Chinapoo. Sources indicated that Charles was not known to be involved in criminal activity. The murder comes just 3 days after gunmen armed with high-powered rifles stormed the Unipet gas station at the corner of Old Morval Road and the Eastern Main Road, killing Khalil Malik Emmanuel Williams, Michael Campbell, and innocent bystander Selvon Jack, a 50-year-old air conditioning technician who was caught in the crossfire while attempting to flee. Crime scene investigators recovered 35 spent 5.56 caliber rifle shell casings from that attack, while police later found 2 vehicles believed to have been used by the gunmen abandoned in Fonsamond and Chinapoo. Detectives are now examining whether Tuesday's murder forms part of the continuing cycle of retaliatory violence between the rival factions. Investigations remain ongoing. We pause for a moment. More news when we come back.
Perfection doesn't happen by chance. Like an artist, the cook selects the main ingredient, one that is worthy of a proud cultural tradition. trusted to enhance your creations with its richness and versatility. To create a cooking masterpiece, the secret is simple. The brand we know, the brand we trust, the brand our ancestors have been using for generations.
There is only one pure cow brand ghee. Look for the marks of authenticity.
Expressions Limited, as one of the largest importers of tiles, offers an extensive range of high-quality tiles in ceramic, porcelain, granite, stone, and mosaic options. Additionally, we offer a variety of tile accessories and bathroom sets to complement any decor style. We are committed to providing exceptional customer service and swift delivery of all products. From indoor and outdoor tiles to bathroom sets and tile accessories, we have curated a range that caters to both traditional and modern taste. Lampus 13, Ajudha Road, Munro Road, Canopio. Call 223-8453.
Welcome back. A state of emergency review tribunal has recommended the release of businessman Dominic Hadid, finding that his continued detention is no longer necessary or expedient in the public interest. Here's more. The recommendation was disclosed in appeal documents filed before the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council by the Commissioner of Police, the Minister of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, and PC Eldon Policed. The state is challenging a court of appeal ruling that ordered Dominic and Genevieve Hadid to be released from detention and placed under house arrest while their constitutional challenge proceeds. According to the court filing, Hadid applied for a review of his preventive detention order on June 28th. Following written and oral submissions, the tribunal recommended on July 19th that he be released. However, that recommendation has not yet taken effect after the Minister of Homeland Security requested that the tribunal reopen the matter, arguing that reasons for the decision were not provided and that he was not notified of the hearing or given an opportunity to make submissions. The state also confirmed that Genevieve Hadid has applied for a similar review, although no recommendation had been received in her case at the time the appeal was filed. Decisions involving Genevieve Hadid and fellow detainee Star Sabga are expected in the coming days. Meanwhile, the Privy Council has officially listed the state's appeal against the Court of Appeal's July 16th ruling. Although preparations had been made for the Hadid's release, the state secured a stay of that order pending the outcome of its appeal. Dominic and Genevieve Hadid, along with Star Sabga, have been detained since June 24th under the state of emergency in connection with an alleged conspiracy to murder senior government officials. To date, no criminal charges have been laid against any of the detainees. Police have recaptured one of the Venezuelan nationals who escaped from the Immigration Detention Center on Saturday, July 18th. Speaking during the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service's weekly media briefing on Wednesday, Assistant Superintendent Owe Will Russell confirmed that Edison Martin Alcala La Rosa was apprehended during an intelligence-led operation. ASP Russell said officers acted on intelligence which led them to the Venezuelan national, resulting in his successful recapture. He did not disclose the location of the operation but confirmed that the arrest forms part of the TTPS's ongoing efforts to locate all of the escapees. Police say investigations remain active as officers continue coordinated operations to track down the remaining individuals who escaped from the Immigration Detention Center. The TTPS has urged members of the public with information on the whereabouts of the outstanding escapees to contact the police as the search continues.
An intelligence-led operation was conducted by members of the North Central Division as they continue the Operation Resolute. This exercise was conducted on Tuesday, the 21st of July 2026 between the hours of 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. The said exercise was initiated by Senior Superintendent Gift and coordinated by ASP Pierre, Inspector Ramdial, and supervised by number 14877 Corporal Ford, and carried out by other members of the North Central Division Task Force. Approximately 5:30 p.m. on the said date, officers acting on credible intelligence proceeded to Hilda Trace Aruca, where a 12 by 12 galvanized structure situated along the roadway was placed under surveillance. After a short while, the officers observed a male who was later positively identified as escaped prisoner Edison Martin Alcala La Rosa of Thomas Trace Aruca, who were one of the escapees that escaped from the Immigration Detention Center on the 18th of July 2026. This now brings the total of persons arrested, recaptured to 7. 8 escapees are still at large. The search has been extended to nationwide areas, illegal ports of entry, forested areas, and communities that are highly populated by large amounts of Venezuelan nationals. I want to take this opportunity to ask the public to continue to partner with us and to share the information. If you see any of these detainees in your area, please do not approach them. Contact us immediately.
Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar has extended condolences to the government and people of the United States, as well as the families of 3 U.S. military personnel killed in the line of duty in Jordan. Among those who died was 28-year-old Sergeant Angel Sarah Rampersad, a soldier of Trinidad and Tobago heritage, who was killed during an enemy attack at Muwafaq Salit Air Base, Jordan, on July 17th. The Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs confirmed that Sergeant Rampersad's father is a national of Trinidad and Tobago, while her mother is an American citizen. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said Sergeant Rampersad's death is mourned with particular sorrow in Trinidad and Tobago, noting that while she served under the United States flag, she maintained a connection to the country through her heritage. The ministry said Foreign Affairs Minister Sean Sobers has extended condolences to Sergeant Rampersad's father, while representatives from the Trinidad and Tobago Consulate in New York also visited the family to offer support. The government said it joins the United States in honoring Sergeant Rampersad and her fellow service members, recognizing their courage, service, and ultimate sacrifice. The Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association is threatening legal action against the North Central Regional Health Authority, accusing it of introducing 4-hour shifts for hundreds of nurses and midwives without consultation. The association says the move was implemented despite ongoing staff shortages and claims it will worsen the burden on healthcare workers by reducing extra duty shifts and increasing personal expenses, including transportation and childcare costs. The TTRNA argues the new shift system has no basis in existing employment agreements and says its legal team is preparing to challenge the decision. The association is also urging affected members to seek clarification on the policy authorizing the new shift arrangement. The North Central Regional Health Authority has not yet responded publicly to the allegations. You're watching IE News. We'll return after these messages.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality bromate-free, all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisho Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisho Limited, quality you can trust.
Are you renewing your motor, homeowner or business insurances shortly? Then call Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, for a competitive quote. With 2 locations, Todd Street, El Socorro and 5 Rivers, Aruca. Please call us at 221-5051 or 227-5051. Kalyani Limited, agency for Tatil, building relationships exceeding expectations.
Welcome back. In our sports highlight, Barbados will pay its final respects to cricket legend and national hero Sir Garfield Sobers with a state funeral on July 29th, following his passing last Friday at the age of 89. A Thanksgiving service will be held at Kensington Oval in Bridgetown, the historic venue where the former West Indies captain produced many of his greatest performances. Barbadian officials say the ceremony will celebrate Sir Garfield's remarkable contribution to cricket and the nation while respecting the wishes of his family, who have been closely involved in the planning. Widely regarded as the greatest all-rounder in the history of cricket, Sir Garfield's death has prompted tributes from across the Caribbean and the international cricket community. Former West Indies wicket-keeper Derek Murray, who played alongside Sir Garfield, reflected on the cricket's icon's life and the legacy, describing him as not only one of the sport's finest players, but also a figure whose influence shaped West Indies cricket and inspired generations of Caribbean athletes. Sir Garfield Sobers lays behind an enduring legacy as one of the greatest cricketers the game has ever known and one of the Caribbean's most celebrated sporting figures. Let's now take a look at some international news.
Tonight, new American casualties in the war in Iran. CENTCOM saying 2 American service members have been killed and another is missing after Iran launched a drone and missile attack in Jordan. Video circulating online appears to show multiple projectiles raining down from the night sky, several appearing to hit the Mufawak Salti Air Base in Jordan, which houses U.S. personnel. 4 injured service members were evacuated to Jordanian hospitals and later released. Several others suffered minor injuries and have returned to duty. Tonight, there is no word on the condition of the missing service member. President Trump reportedly telling News Nation the deaths were very sad, but Iran could not be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. 16 Americans have been killed so far in this war and more than 400 wounded, according to the Department of Defense. These latest combat deaths are the first reported since the fighting restarted. And strikes on bases and facilities in the Gulf region raising questions about the status of American missile defense.
So we know that we're drawing down rapidly our global stockpiles of these missiles, and we're not able to produce them fast enough to quickly replenish those stocks.
CENTCOM launching another round of strikes tonight on Iranian targets, including surveillance sites and military logistics infrastructure. And tonight saying they redirected 5 ships and disabled another one trying to run through an American blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, meanwhile, has been targeting its Gulf neighbors, launching missiles and drones at American bases in Jordan, Bahrain, and Kuwait. The U.S. ally saying it has been repeatedly hit, accusing Iran of targeting civilian infrastructure. On Saturday, smoke seen billowing from an oil facility. And Iran is elevating its threats. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Hosseini Khamenei, who hasn't been seen publicly since he was severely wounded in the first days of the war, vowing, quote, unforgettable lessons for the American enemy. The escalation in this war coming as both sides now say the ceasefire negotiated in mid-June is over.
Tonight, with 108 days to go until the midterms, a temporary victory for the Trump administration in its efforts to restrict voting by mail. A 3-judge appeals court panel in D.C. pausing a lower court order that blocked the Postal Service from moving forward with plans to only deliver mail-in ballots to approved voters on lists submitted by states. But that rule still held up in federal court in Massachusetts. President Trump blasting mail-in ballots in his speech on Thursday night.
Mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt.
Trump, who's himself voted by mail, now urges Congress to require voters to send in copies of their ID with their ballots. Other parts of what Republicans call the Save America Act would require voters to prove their citizenship when registering and force states to turn their voter rolls over to the federal government. But GOP leaders have said they don't have the votes to get it through the Senate. And there are new questions tonight about the administration's claim that more than 250,000 non-citizens are registered to vote in 4 states. Letters the administration has sent to officials in those states suggest the claims could be wrong, noting they're based on a preliminary review. The letters urge cooperation from the states to, quote, ensure the accuracy of the findings. Last month, a federal judge blocked the administration's use of a database known to have flaws to verify voter citizenship. The judge saying at the government's urging, some states have been actively removing citizens from voter rolls based on inaccurate information. The Homeland Security Secretary declining to answer questions about the data.
Mr. Secretary, is your SAVE database accurate? Is the database even accurate?
When we return, your weather update and more. Stay tuned.
Introducing Signature Marine Coatings. We bring you premium marine solutions powered by PPG coatings, including anti-fouling protection, high-grade epoxy systems, fiberglass materials, and complete marine refinishing supplies. Protect, enhance, and maximize the performance of your vessel with products you can trust. Get the finish your vessel deserves. We are located at Tardy Marine Limited in Chagaramas. Call us today at 2900-654 or email at signaturepaints@hotmail.com.
In our lives, there are moments that need to be remembered. Are you hosting a Ramayana Yagya, religious or cultural event or celebration? Would you like to have it aired live on IETV or recorded for playback later? We will air your program on IETV and IE Radio, with your viewers joining locally and internationally. Your family and friends worldwide can view on www.ietvtt.com or listen on ieradiott.com. To make arrangements, call or WhatsApp IETV at 784-9880. Let us record your cherished moments and share it.
Welcome back to IE's Major News. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast.
Today was generally warm and partly cloudy across Trinidad and Tobago, with intervals of sunshine interspersed with cloudy spells throughout the day. A few scattered showers developed during the late morning and afternoon, particularly over central, southern and western districts, while most areas experienced predominantly fair conditions. Temperatures climbed to approximately 32 to 33 degrees Celsius, while overnight lows are expected to settle between 24 and 25 degrees Celsius. Moderate easterly winds persisted across the islands, occasionally becoming fresh and gusty in exposed coastal areas and near passing showers. Sea conditions remained moderate, with offshore wave heights between 2.0 and 2.5 meters, while sheltered coastal waters experienced waves of 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Overall conditions remained warm, humid and breezy, with only isolated shower activity. Tonight is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy, with the chance of a few isolated showers developing during the late evening and overnight hours. Warm and humid conditions will continue, accompanied by moderate easterly winds of 15 to 20 knots, with occasional stronger gusts in exposed locations. Marine conditions are expected to remain moderate, with offshore seas between 2.0 and 2.5 meters and sheltered waters ranging from 1.0 to 1.5 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers should continue to exercise caution, particularly in offshore waters where seas may become choppy. Thursday is expected to begin with a mixture of sunshine and cloudiness, with a few brief morning showers affecting isolated parts of Trinidad and Tobago. As the day progresses, increasing moisture and daytime heating are expected to produce scattered afternoon showers, with a slight to moderate chance of an isolated thunderstorm, particularly over western and central Trinidad. Temperatures are forecast to reach approximately 32 to 33 degrees Celsius, while warm and humid conditions persist throughout the day. Moderate easterly winds will continue, becoming fresh and occasionally gusty near heavier showers. Sea conditions are expected to remain moderate, with offshore wave heights between 2.0 and 2.5 meters and sheltered coastal waters between 1.0 and 1.5 meters. Overall, Thursday is expected to be warm and breezy, with sunny intervals interrupted by scattered afternoon showers and the slight possibility of isolated thunderstorm activity.
Let's take a look at some crime news.
Officers of the Shogunos Criminal Investigations Department, in collaboration with the Central Division Operations Unit, arrested a 24-year-old and seized a firearm and ammunition during an intelligence-led anti-crime operation conducted between Friday 17th July and Saturday 18th July. The exercise formed part of Operation Resolute Shield 2026 and was coordinated by Senior Superintendent Bagwan Dean. Under the supervision of Acting Inspector Rampasad, the operation was supported by officers of the Central Central Division Task Force Area North and guided by real-time intelligence. The operation targeted priority offenders and persons of interest in several communities throughout Central Division as part of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service's ongoing efforts to suppress violent crime, disrupt gang-related activity, and improve public safety. Acting on intelligence, officers intercepted a motor vehicle along the Chaguanas Main Road in the vicinity of the MP gas station. A search of one of the occupants resulted in the discovery of a firearm bearing the markings BYRCO 58. .380 Auto, together with a magazine containing 2 rounds of ammunition concealed inside a pouch worn by the suspect. The suspect was arrested on suspicion of firearm and ammunition offences and conveyed to the Chaguanas police station where investigations are continuing. Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service arrested a wanted suspect and seized a firearm and ammunition during an intelligence-led operation in Laro, Maine on Friday morning. At approximately 5:10 a.m. on Friday 17th July, officers attached to the San Fernando Police Station, Southern Division Task Force and the San Fernando Criminal Investigation Department were on operational duty when they received information from the Echo Command Center indicating that a wanted suspect believed to be in possession of an illegal firearm and ammunition was at a residence located at Murley Street, Laro, Maine. Acting on the information and pursuant to Regulation 12 of the Emergency Powers Regulation 2026, officers proceeded to the address where a search was conducted. During the exercise, officers allegedly discovered 1 firearm and 6 rounds of ammunition. A 35-year-old man of Laro, Maine was subsequently arrested in connection with the find. Inquiries are continuing. Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service conducted a coordinated operational roadblock exercise on Friday, July 17th between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. while in the Roxborough Police Districts. The exercise was conducted under the direction of Assistant Commissioner of Police Singh. The operation focused on enhancing police visibility, conducting stop and search exercises, and enforcing compliance with the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act, Chapter 4850. As a result of the operation, 25 stop and search forms were completed, 9 fixed penalty notices were issued for traffic-related offences, 1 person was arrested. The arrested individual is a 42-year-old woman from Speyside who is alleged to have committed the offence of uttering a forged document and presenting a suspected forged certificate of insurance during the exercise.
Recapping the headlines, the government to recruit 800 prison officers over 2 years to strengthen the prison service. Government reports 118 fewer murders compared with 2024 figures for first half of 2026. Police probe possible gang-related killing of Parts World employee in Barataria. Well, this is where we leave you for now. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Micah Dumay. Thank you for joining us.